Kerala Pradesh Congress Committee President, respected Sudhakaran ji, CLP leader VD SATHEESAN ji, Vaikam Satyagraha Centenary Celebrations Committee Chairman Sajindran ji, Convener Lizu ji, and all the Congress leaders on the dais, and all my colleagues from different parts of the state. I would like to wish you all on this occasion. I must say, it gives me great pleasure to be with you on this occasion. This is one of the very few celebrations of the Congress Party celebrating its history, which I had opportunity to attend. I'm really honored and privileged to be amidst all of you. I wish I can speak in Malayalam to share my thoughts, because the topic is so inspiring. But please pardon me, I can't speak in Malayalam. I would like to share my heart, share my thoughts on this subject in a very short time. Mr. Lizu told me I can take 30 minutes, but I promise you I will not take more than 20 minutes. I would like to begin my speech with a poem. A revolutionary poet from Hyderabad who died about 2 months back, Gaddar, wrote in Telugu, which I would like to render in English for you. Gaddar is addressing a labor, a poor agricultural labor he is addressing. In Telugu, we call the labor Kulanna, labor. His poem goes like this. Kulanna, you sculpted that god Anna. You place him in the temple. You carry all the corpses. You pull the temple chariots. You build the pandals. You bear the palanquins. But when you want to go to the temple for a glimpse of God, Kulanna, they won't allow you into the temple. Why, Anna? Why? I end. In December 1923, nearly 100 years back, one Sri T.K. Madhavan travels all the way from Kerala to my home state of Andhra Pradesh to attend All India Congress Committee session presided by Maulana Muhammad Ali. Madhavan was there to move a resolution requesting Congress Party to support struggles against untouchability and to declare that temple entry is the birthright of all Hindus. The resolution that was passed in that Congress session 100 years back, it gave birth to a monumental Vaikam struggle, which took place from 30th March 1924 to 23rd November 1925. It was the first anti-caste movement that gained national momentum in pre-independent India, with Gandhi calling it no less of a battle than the one for Swaraj. It heralded a new era of social awakening, ignited the fervor for justice, equality across the country. It also marked the dawn of temple movement across India. I also want to today, before you talk about another resolution that was passed by CWC exactly 100 years later in October 2023 in Delhi, wherein Congress party demanded unanimously for conduct of OBC caste census because Congress is strongly of the view that the caste must be counted in order to strengthen efforts to transcend it. Caste-based affirmative action, fine-tuned with the help of caste numbers, is needed. 100 years passed between the temple entry resolution and the OBC caste census resolution. Both the resolutions of the Congress party, separated by 100 years, reflect Congress party's resolve to challenge the ideology of one person called Manu and his writings in Manusmriti. It would be in order first to examine the impact of Vaikam Satyagraha on our quest for justice. When I think of Vaikam struggle, a few aspects of the struggle come to my mind, which I realized Sudhakaran has very passionately narrated. I don't want to repeat, but I would like to share some of them as I was touched by those aspects of the Vaikam struggle. First, it was a movement that was sustained for 18 months, during which time thousands of protesters were arrested, imprisoned, and even beaten up. Mahatma Gandhi, the Vaikam Satyagraha champion, he observed that the struggle was a touchstone of his concept of non-violent passive resistance. Gandhiji said, I unquote, the anti-untouchability campaign at Vaikam is providing an interesting study in Satyagraha, and as it is conducted in a calm spirit, it must prove of great use for future workers along similar lines. Long before Vaikam Satyagraha, all of you know that a great movement was going on in Kerala under the leadership of Vaikunda Swami, Sri Narayana Guru, Sri Ayyankali, Sri Kumaran Asam, and Dr. P. Palpu. But the inspiration for the Vaikam struggle stemmed from the meeting between Mahatma Gandhi and T.K. Madhavan in Tirunelveli in September 1921. Gandhiji maintained that the temple entry and civil liberties were fundamental human rights that ought to be granted to all Hindus. Sri Narayana Guru was part of Vaikam Satyagraha from the start till the end. It was his disciples who established the Vaikam Satyagraha movement. E.V. Ramaswamy, famously known as Periyar, a champion of the non-Brahminical and Swayam Maryada movement in Tamil Nadu, arrived in Vaikam on 12th April 1924, accompanied by 17 volunteers. Though arrested and imprisoned, Periyar gave leadership to Vaikam Satyagraha. In 1925, the Madras Presidency Congress passed a resolution unanimously hailing Ramaswamy Periyar as Vaikam Virar, or hero of the Vaikam, in Kanchipuram session. Vaikam agitation foregrounded social reform against the caste system in India. The Vaikam Satyagraha achieved the entry of backward caste and Dalits to roads on three sides of the Vaikam temple, leading to temple entry movement across India. The struggle across the country shaken the foundations of the caste system so much that on 27th September 1925, Sri Keshav Balram Hedgewar, a doctor in the city of Nagpur, who wanted to safeguard the caste system and establish Hindu Rashtra in India, started an organization called RSS. Vaikam struggle prepared the ground for a successful campaign across the country against the caste system and pleading for the rights of the Dalits for entry into the temple. Nearly 1,500 kilometers away from Vaikam, at a place called Mahad, in Maharashtra, about 1.5 years after Vaikam struggle. Yet another historical struggle, Mahad Satyagraha, was led by Dr. Ambedkar on 20th March 1927 to allow untouchables to use water in public tank in Mahad. While addressing the Dalits who participated in the Mahad Satyagraha, Dr. Ambedkar said, I quote, Dr. Ambedkar said, I quote, "It is not as if drinking the water of the Chavdar lake will make us immortal. We have survived well enough all these days without drinking it. We are not going to the Chavdar lake merely to drink its water. We are going to the lake to assess that we too are human beings like others. It must be clear that this meeting has been called to set up the norm of equality." Dr. Ambedkar had boldly exposed the caste system that was the root cause of the discrimination the Dalits are facing. The primordial lie which forms the very basis of the Varna system is that some are born higher than the others. This leads to compulsive, draconian, ever-increasing lies passed off as divine will, hiding the truth that the Dalits have been stripped of opportunities related to education, employment, wealth, and dignity for centuries. And what is the truth of the Dalit life? The truth of the Dalit life is that in society's reparation attempts, there is exclusion hiding behind the pretense of inclusion. In society's reparation attempts, there is exclusion hiding behind the pretense of inclusion. Ambedkar observed that if the problem of untouchables was one of denial of political or economical rights, all could be solved by legal and constitutional methods. However, The denial of political and economic rights arise out of social behavior sanctioned by religion. Any struggle to secure economic and political rights for Dalits that fails to fight for the complete annihilation of caste would only further concentration of caste capital in the hands of a few communities. Caste today has survived not only socially, but its manifestations can be seen in every institutional framework. If one denies the existence of caste, then they contribute to the discriminatory systems which have thrived on the denial of identity and expression to the Dalits. What India needs today is an all-round attack on caste and its manifestation. Dear friends, development cannot happen without dignity. Progress cannot happen without acknowledging the social discrimination against Dalits. Dr. Ambedkar and other founding fathers of the Constitution laid down a bold new vision in the Constitution that promised a life of dignity to every individual, irrespective of their circumstances at birth. It was not just an attempt to undo centuries of historical wrongs, but a pathway to dismantle the very structure that continued to produce inequality. On the occasion to commemorate Dr. Ambedkar's 125th birth anniversary organized by the Congress Party in 2016, Sri Rahul Gandhi addressed a rally on April 11th at Nagpur. In his speech, he highlighted that as a nation, we have a choice between two competing ideologies. One that perpetrates the regressive Manuvad values and the other that stands against those very ethos. Both the ideologies offer a different vision of social cohesion and progress. While the former imprisons individuals to a rigid caste hierarchy, while the latter offers every individual the ability to make choices that are independent of rigid social norms and traditions. The latter has paved way for crores of Indians escape a life of dehumanization and indignity. A people-centric and progressive rights-based agenda is integral to counter the divisive ideology of Manuvad. I would like to end my speech by speaking about the CWC resolution, which I referred earlier at the beginning of my speech, passed in October 2023 in Delhi, wherein the Congress Party has unanimously demanded for OBC caste census. Why? It was an honest admission of unmet challenges towards establishing an equal society and echoes Congress Party's commitment to lead the yagna to complete the unfinished task. The unfinished task is nothing but strive to expand the space for SCs, STs, OBCs and their share in the nation's wealth, which is very, very low today. Congress Party views caste census as an X-ray for understanding the socio-economic conditions of various caste groups among SC, ST, OBCs, so as to redesign national affirmative policy guided by the dictum Jitna Abadi Utna Hak. Periodical studies, dear friends, have highlighted the economic cost of caste and gender discrimination on the Indian economy. However, our public conscience is yet to acknowledge that discrimination has a personal cost for everyone. A society that dehumanizes some groups and normalizes violence in all its forms erodes our collective humanity. Social trust is a key determinant of country's social and economic success, and it is time caste is acknowledged as a major impediment to India's ambition of being a global powerhouse. But most importantly, an inclusive society that fosters empathy and compassion can help every individual realize their true potential. Today, friends, we live in an era of post-truth. Post-truth is an environment in which facts are viewed as irrelevant or less important than personal beliefs and opinions, and emotional appeals are used to influence public opinion. The current regime wants to establish a post-truth world, a situation in society and politics in which boundary between truth and untruth is erased, facts and related narratives are purposefully produced, emotions are more important than knowledge, and the actors of social or political life do not care for truth, proof, and evidence. Today, our achievements as a nation, our histories, and the plurality of our cultures are all being attacked by the right-wing, extremist, fascist forces in India. People are being fed false information through WhatsApp University. Corporates have captured the mainstream media channels, and information is controlled like never before. I would like to wholeheartedly congratulate Kerala Pradesh Congress Committee for taking this initiative to commemorate Vaikam Satyagraha. Being the oldest party of India, Indian National Congress always kept people at the core of its politics. It is due to the values and principles of Congress Party, our democratic nation has flourished. Ensuring rights of all marginalized communities has always been our priority. These traditions are still alive in Congress Party. Our legacy of leading the freedom struggle in India was not just about fighting the colonizers. We also fought against the social evil that was present in the society, as evident from the historic Vaikam Satyagraha led by the leaders of the Congress Party. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Congress.